I rap about some ignorant stuff, but not super ignorant, dumb shit, mind-numbing stuff.
Welcome back to the podcast, guys. The Off a Tangent podcast. I am back with Big Texas.
What it do?
If you can remember, he was actually my second guest ever on when I created this show.
Mm-hmm. I had to come through for the boy.
Yeah. Well, you've done a lot more to talk about now.
Yeah.
Last time you talked a lot about psychedelics. This time we're talking about you and music more.
Yeah, most definitely.
We got into all kinds of crazy.
Yeah, that last one, man. We got into some deep subjects.
Yeah, definitely. You've had a kid now. You have a kid since the last time you were on here.
Yeah, man. My little boy, Kai, he's 16 months now.
Yeah.
Big chillin', talking kind of baby gibberish, but mostly yelling. And he just started walking a month ago, so he's been a little menace in the home. Literally, bro. Like, it's crazy.
How old is he now?
He's 16 months.
16 months.
He's a year and some change.
Yeah. Dang.
Mm-hmm.
That baby was a miracle too.
Yeah, I know, man. Just the whole situation. If y'all know the situation, man, that was life changing. Yeah. I mean, it just made me grow up, and then like realize like there's just like a real life out here. Like being in a hospital in Houston, the Texas Children's Hospital, which is like the #1 hospital in America for children.
Really?
Yeah. And so, we're only being 3 hours away from there. Once we, figured out his diagnosis and stuff, it was just like, man, like, that's the best option at that point, Yeah. People like fly from all over the country to go to that hospital for shit like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, him having his heart transplant and just healing from that and being able to grow up and, continue to be a normal baby it is nothing short of a miracle, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was crazy. I remember following that you guys would post like on your social medias like all the ultrasounds and all the new updates and stuff. That was crazy to.
Yeah, it was like a movie, bro.
Yeah,
for real. I was like, dude, what the fuck? This is I'm a literal like TV character right now. It was crazy, man. That was.
Someone could definitely make a movie out of that.
Yeah, I mean that's like some Grey's Anatomy shit, bro.
You should write a book about it.
Dude. I don't know if I have the patience for that.
Or a song about it.
Yeah, true. I definitely want to make a song, not necessarily about like his situation, but definitely just about him in general, just having a son. Because the situation was crazy, but I feel like, and it was impactful, but I feel like just having a son and taking care of my own child is something within itself to speak about. So yeah, I'm a dad now, bro.
I'm excited to be a dad one day.
Man, you should be, but also it's like, bruh, you just got a little menace just tugging on your shoulder every second. Man. Yeah, it's a blessing, man. It really is nice. It brings a different perspective on the world.
Yeah.
When you have a child, man, like you feel emotions and feelings that you never thought you could experience. So I wouldn't necessarily say I would recommend it unless you are in, the space to have a child.
Yeah.
Financially, mentally, and I guess potentially physically as well too.
Yeah.
That might be a factor.
Yeah. Did you drop any music at all during that time?
Yeah. So I dropped not too much. What did I drop during that time? I dropped my album when all that shit was going on, like right before he was born. I dropped my album. It was like December of 2020, I think, or 2021. No. I can't even remember. I know I dropped my album before he was even born. And then I dropped one single after he was born. And then I did like a couple features in here and there, but I kind of slowed down on my music. After the album dropped, I kind of just was kind of chilling,
Yeah.
just going through all that stuff. But I was just writing music, and just featuring on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I dropped one. I'm trying to think of what I had dropped in that time frame.
And during that time frame, you changed your name from Big Texas to Big Sensei, then back to Big Texas.
Yeah. So it was Big Texas, and then Sensei Texas, and then back
Texas.
to Big Texas. Yeah, it's funny that you say that because a big part of me changing back to it was watching the podcast with you and King K.
Oh yeah,
my homie from Pack Static, and I was watching it, and y'all were talking about the name, and I was like, bruh, like Big Texas was a hard ass name, so I just was like, fuck it, man, I'm gonna change it back, and which he said on the podcast, a big reason why I changed it to Sensei Texas in the first place is just because it was easier for people to find me.
Yeah.
But now, since changing it back to Big Texas and dropping 2 music videos, you can find me by searching Big Texas on YouTube now. And if you put Big Texas music on Google, you can find me now. So I'm kind of working my way up there. It's really just all algorithm shit. Like, I just want you to be able to find me just by putting Big Texas.
Is there more than one Big Texas?
There's only 2 other Big Texas on like other platforms, but they're not big at all. They're not to diminish those people, but I'm the most popular Big Texas on like Spotify or whatever. So not saying I have this crazy following, but it's more than the other 2 people there. So obviously I'm doing something right. But when you search my name on YouTube, it comes up with my music videos. So that's all I really cared about. And when I switched it back, that was just kind of like my goal. I was like, you know what? If I switch my name back, I'm just going to go harder just to make my name, mine, so.
Yeah.
That's how that went about.
Yeah. That's funny. And Luke originally came up with the name, my brother, right?
Yeah, man.
That's what he told me, at least.
Well, so he didn't necessarily come up with the name. He was the one who suggested that I should change my name to that. So I had a song that I was working on, which is now called Lone Star, which when I was working on it at the time was going to be called Big Texas. That's what the song was going to be called. And it had to say, this is still the same chorus. It's Lone Star, Big Texas, Big Talk, Big Flexing. And so I had that song, and I was writing that at the time when I was working at Walmart with Luke, and shout out my dog. But yeah, I was like rapping the song for him. I was like, yo, what you think of this shit? And he's like, bro, that shit is gas, bro. And he's just hyping me up as usual. And he fucked with the song. He was like, and I think at that time I was already kind of thinking about changing my name too. And either he suggested it or I said something. I was like, man, what if my name was Big Texas? It was either that or he was like, yo, bro, your name should be Big Texas. He's like, fuck the song, bro. Change your whole name. But somehow that conversation started between me and him about changing my name to Big Texas. And then lo and behold, it's like either a couple days or a couple weeks later, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to change my name, bro. Because I was kind of going through a transitional period at the time, too, when I was working at Walmart. Because my name before that was the Ascended G, and I was, really just heavily into psychedelics and conspiracies and stuff, or spirituality. And which is still a big part of me and is still a big part of my music and what I do. But I was kind of shifting away from that. Because even in the music I was making when I was still the Ascended G, I was kind of shifting from that narrative because it's just not me anymore per se. I'm still really big on spirituality and open-mindedness and crazy concepts and theories. But it's not necessarily stuff that I want to be tied to within my music. Oh, I only want to be tied to it like slightly, or like, dropping very clever, witty bars about, within that realm, versus I want my music to be more digestible. I feel like before my music was very niche to a specific type of people, that I was the kind of people that I was making music for at that time. But tastes change, and I still like that kind of music, and I still write bars with those kinds of topics in them, but I've kind of transitioned to more of like my name, Big Texas. It's really more about confidence. It's more about being strong and grounded and really just being that nigga. Like, honestly, just having it sounds funny, but really it's just about, having that self-love and being confident in who you are and not taking shit from anyone, but also at the same time, you're not like a fucking menace, like I'm not some, I don't rap about gangs or doing ignorant, like, so, I rap about some ignorant stuff, but not super ignorant, dumb shit, mind-numbing stuff. It's really just like, I like making hard music that makes you go crazy or makes you jump, like at a show or whatever, but it's not going to completely, destroy all the brain cells that you have,
Yeah.
in a sense. Because, like, even in my song Extra Rounds, in the second part of my first verse, I have like a part in there that's kind of alluding to, because the song's called Extra Rounds, and it's literally about, having extra rounds in my revolver that I have. And the chorus literally goes, look up, look down, look right, look round, talk shit, get found, blast shit, that's rounds. But in the second half of the first verse, I have my verses like alluding to the universe and being in the universe and witnessing it and understanding it. And it's a very slight little part, but I like throwing little stuff in there just to, the people who've been listening to my music for a long time can still be like, oh, that's D ascend to G, but, big Texas now.
Yeah.
Type shit, so.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Dude, you should. So you did a music video at the Alamo. That was one of your videos. You were in front of the Alamo.
Oh yeah. Well, I wasn't the Alamo. I was in the I was at the missions. I was in the San Jose mission. I might be.
Oh, you weren't at the Alamo?
No, I wasn't at the Alamo.
I
might be butchering it. I think it was San Jose mission. One of the missions over there. I just can't remember specifically which one. I want to say San Jose. I don't know.
You should do like some pictures or a video in front of the boots at the boot mall.
Bro, that'd be hard, bro.
That'd be so cool.
They have they have that in front of the Alamo? Or are you talking about the boots at North Star?
The boots at North Star.
Yeah, dude, that would be fire, bro.
That'd be cool.
Like a drone shot in front of that,
dude. That'd be so cool.
Hey, if you got a drone, hit me up, bro. Let's get it done. I'll be down.
That'd be super dope.
Dude, boots are so expensive. Like, ridiculously. I remember when I got my first pair of boots when I, like, was fully transitioning to Big Texas and, putting on that persona. Because I never really was into, like, Texas foot. I really loved the idea of Texas and what it stands for. And, like, the drip of Texas, like cowboy hats and boots and things of that nature and belt buckles, but I never owned that kind of stuff. I thought it was cool, but I was just never into that. When I was in high school, I really was just, skinny jeans, really just flare stuff, like super crazy looking socks, crazy colors and all that kind of stuff. So that was just my drip at the time.
Yeah.
But once I fully switched to Big Texas, I kind of was changing my style a little bit. And when I got a cowboy hat and some, flannels and stuff like that and bootcut jeans, I finally invested in some boots, and I was like, bruh, I got the cheapest pair of boots from Academy, I think. And them shits were still like $100, bro, like $80, $100. And that's like the cheapest possible pair of boots you can get, bro. Yeah. If you want to get like some real boots, like, I mean, my boots are real boots, but if you get some boots from like Cavenders or like a specialty store, man, I'm fucking be charging like $200 to $500. I'm like, bruh, this is an expensive persona. What the fuck?
Expensive persona. That's funny.
I might have to change my name back to fucking change it to Big Broke or something.
Big Broke.
It's just crazy.
Did you get anything custom on the boots?
Nah, hell nah, nigga. That's just fucking. This is regular boots. That's all I needed. They look cool. They're like red and brown, and they have like a cool pattern on coming up the boot. But nah,
there's a lot of potential there for Big Texas merch too.
Yeah.
Like you do your own cowboy hats or something?
Yeah, I'd be so the dude. I want to fucking make purple and pink cowboy hats, bro. Like,
that'd be cool.
Like, there's like a big market for that because I have yet to find like a solid source for colorful cowboy hats. I found this one place that this chick at Cavenders recommended me, and they go to the rodeo and shit, and they do stuff. And she said that she saw like a bubblegum pink cowboy hat that was cool as fuck, and she had like a giant like crispy red, like bright red cowboy hat. I had never seen like a bright cowboy hat before, and I was like, dude, where the hell did you get that? And she plugged me in. But yeah, there's a big market for like colorful cowboy hats. I mean, custom anything, man. People If you got your name out there, you got your brand out there, custom fucking anything.
That's the one you wore in your music video, right?
No, so not that one. I actually got that the pink cowboy hat I have currently is like some sort of weird plastic.
Oh.
And it has neon lights in it.
Oh.
And it was still expensive as fuck. It was like $90, which I mean is pretty cheap for I guess a cowboy hat because some cowboy hats are like $400, but. For a plastic cowboy hat, it was pretty expensive, and but I got that one online. I can't even remember what the website was, and it took forever. It should took like a year to come in because I got it right when COVID hit, and they were backlogged on so many orders. So I was like, dude, what the fuck?
People just ordering cowboy hats.
Yeah, I was like, y'all store cannot be that popping, bro. Like, please send me my freaking cowboy hat. What the hell? But nah, that one is a plastic one. I want, which is cool because it has the lights. But nah, I want like a fabric, or not fabric. I guess it could be technically called fabric, but I forget what this material is.
Like felt, kind of.
Felt, yeah, something like that. I want like a felt. Pink or purple, bright pink or purple cowboy hat. Probably leaning towards pink because I feel like it just stands out a lot more. But I want it to look expensive, you know. I want it to look crispy type shit. So
yeah, that'd be cool. Or big Texas boots.
Yeah, that would be some next level shit. I'd have to be like up there already.
Do you have a logo?
Yeah, I got a logo. I got multiple logos. And yeah, that would definitely be cool. Like I don't know how I would incorporate that kind of logo onto a boot, but yeah, that would be some that would be some in the future type ventures. I think for me right now, I'm definitely t-shirts and custom little.
You already have t-shirts, right?
Yeah, I got some t-shirts that I custom make myself. It's all with vinyl, and I kind of do them to order. So when people hit me up, they're like, "Yo, let me get a shirt." I'll make it for them. And I haven't really been promoting it as much, only because I've been working on my album, and I'm going to have new artwork for that album. So I kind of just been focusing solely on my album and, you know, taking care of my son and working and shit.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Dude, is that album going to come out soon, like this year?
I don't even want to put a date on it. It's going to come out this year for sure. It's funny enough, before this podcast, I was working on it, working on it today, but... Yeah, I want to say hopefully during the summertime it'll be out. I have most of it written. There's a couple of songs that there's 2 songs. No, I lied. There's 3 songs I need to write still out of 12. So I have 8. No, yeah. No, I have 9 songs written, and 3 of them I still am writing. But it's coming along. I have the artwork being made for it right now too. So that's kind of in the works. And yeah, man, I'm excited for that shit. Like, it's gonna be some of my best work. I think the beat selection for that album is definitely crispy as fuck.
Did you make the beats, or
I didn't make any of the beats. I just searched the internet for hours and hours and hours for beats. I was gonna produce it myself, but I think for me, I'm not ready to commit to producing a full album for myself yet.
Yeah.
After this album drops, I'm going to only be dropping singles for a while, and they're only going to be produced by me. After this album, I'm not going to be buying beats anymore, only because at the time when I was searching for beats for this, I just wasn't really inspired to make beats or produce. Yeah. And also, I was just finding dope-ass beats. I was just like, bro, like, even if I did produce my shit, like, these beats I found are so fire, you know?
Yeah.
So, but while I was creating the album, I ended up making 2 beats for this other guy who I'm doing mixing for his project, and I kind of fell in love with it again. I was like, damn, bro, like, I really can produce out here. So I kind of made it my goal now for whenever I do finish this album, like any single I drop, or if I do work on another project like Distant in the future, it's definitely going to be all self-produced. I don't think I'm going to buy any beats anymore. No. I kind of want to craft my own sound. Like, the thing about me is I have my own sound, but since I have my own sound, it's hard to find beats specifically tailored to my sound. Yeah, I had to search. I found literally, there's 12 songs on my new album, and literally I spent probably like 2 or 3 months just searching for beats, like almost every day. Just boom, 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 going through YouTube channels, SoundCloud, hitting up homies who I know who produce.
Did you know what you wanted to sound like, or were you just looking for something that would just click?
I had a vague idea of what I wanted to sound like, and it kind of started forming itself together as I was sifting through beats. And for me, my sound is still very split. So I'm still on some hype shit, but now I've fallen back to some old school Texas vibes. So a lot of, influences from like Fat Pat, UGK, DJ Screw, Slim Thug, Lil Kiki, Lil Flip, just all OG Texas
Flip.
rappers. Yeah, OG Houston sound is kind of where some of my new songs are gonna be towards. So my album is split in 4 sections. So every third song is like a throwback to an old school sound. So track 3, 6, 9, and 12 are all going to be old school sounding, old school Texas sounding rap songs. And then each other section, so 1, 2, 5, 6, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, all those songs will be more hype and more like my OG style, but the pairing of those 2 songs are their own vibe within themselves. They're their own type of hype song, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how I've structured my album. And I'm really just leaning more towards going back to my roots because, I really loved making the kind of music I was when I was the synergy and, psychedelic, mind-opening type shit, but before I was even really into that, my roots came from old school Texas rap, old school Texas hip hop. And that's what really started my music journey. Or that's what really influenced my music journey, was listening to that music and gaining influence from that. I would say the reason I started rapping was because of psychedelics and having a trip that made me experience wanting to make music. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, so like that was really the reason I started rapping, was just because of I was tripping one day and I was just like, I was listening to music and I was just really inspired and I was just like, bruh, I can do this. Like, I can do this shit. And so I just started rapping and writing and it's trickled down into what I'm doing now. But my music influence goes far beyond just what I was listening to when I was 16 and taking acid and shrooms.
How old were you when you had that trip?
I was probably like 16, 17.
Oh, dang. Oh, so you've been doing it for
a
while now.
And so literally like with my mom, she grew up, just on old school shit. Or I grew up listening to her music and she just was on that old school shit. Like, she really was on some underground, I wouldn't say low key, but she was on some other underground shit like Brother Lynch Hung. But she was also just listening to some classics, man, classic Texas music. And that's kind of the stuff I want to revert back to because I feel like no one's really doing that right now. Like, I feel like everybody is kind of doing, when it comes to rap, is doing either like an Atlanta sound, a Detroit sound, or, I would say those are the 2 prominent sounds right now in hip hop. Would be Atlanta trap, Chicago drill, and New York drill. Texas is in a weird state right now when it comes to rap. I think a lot of artists here in Texas are kind of falling under the Atlanta trap sound. And so for me, as an artist coming from Texas, I'm heavily influenced by all those genres: Atlanta trap, Memphis funk, New York drill, Detroit drill. But I want to bring back like the Houston sound, the old school Houston sound. Like, there's the new school Houston sound, like kind of like Megan Thee Stallion and Maxo Cream have been bringing to the table. But I still feel like a lot of I say this with a grain of salt. They kind of do have like a trappy Atlanta sound, but I would disagree with myself and say that they kind of still do bring some Texas elements to their hip hop, especially Maxo Cream. But I don't think, but like new elements or their music is new sounding per se. Versus for me, I want to bring back the old school roots. Like I just want the way that beats were formed back in the day.
Yeah.
It was very smooth, chill, vibey stuff. Versus like a lot of new school Texas rappers in general. You know, it's just all hype trap stuff. And so that's kind of just where I'm diving into my music. Still doing my old hype stuff, but bringing in this new smooth side to Big Texas. Because I've made music like that before, and I have songs like that with those kind of beats. Some of them are unreleased, but it's really just how I'm feeling, man. Just going with that vibe. And obviously, it's not necessarily quote unquote original, but because obviously we got our Houston legends, but I feel like me shining light as a new rapper onto that genre is something that's not really being done right now. And if it is, it hasn't blown up yet. So I'm going to try and be one of the first to do that.
Pioneer
per se. Pioneering the history. That's what I'm doing.
Pioneering the history. Water. Oh, sorry about that.
Go for
I wanted to talk about Imagine Books a little bit.
Imagine Books and Records?
Yeah, Imagine Books and Records, yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah, since the last time you were on here, they closed down.
Man, shout out Mama Heard. Shout out my boy Ezra.
That's where you did a lot of your shows, right?
Yeah, man. I'd say a majority of my shows have been Imagine Books.
First show there, too?
No, my first show was actually at Jack's Patio Bar. It was very strange. The show was fun, and weirdly enough, I had a good amount of people show up. I'd probably say about like 20 people showed up for my first show ever.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah, which was crazy to me. But I was doing it at the time with my homie. His name was Lil Brav, and me and him were making music together. Yeah. And it was me, him, and our homie No Offense. And we all kind of.
I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I was like one of the first niggas that was really like rapping on No Offense beats, bro. He's gone up. He's gotten some really cool placements and is making a lot. He's networked with so many different people now. He's in this whole other world. But yeah, man, I was like really one of the first people. I want to say was the first person to start really rapping on his beats. Me and Lil Brav were probably the first two people to start rapping on his beats. And
did he make beats for different type of music or?
Yeah, well, I'd say back then his beats were more Suicide Boys influenced. Now he's on some real trap shit. Just real ignorant rap music. And I mean, a lot of the shit's dope. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, he's definitely catering towards like an ignorant hype trap sound, which I fucks with. I fucks with shit like that. But his sound has definitely changed in a good way, though. He has some new beats. He actually has a beat that's going to be on my new album that he produced. That's his new vibe, and so I really fucks with everything that he's doing now. But yeah, me, him, and Lil Brav, we threw our first show. It was at Jack's Patio Bar. We had to sell tickets for it. And it was real weird because I was like, bro, we've never thrown a show before. Like, why do we have to sell tickets for this? This is so stupid.
Yeah.
And I kind of like got a glimpse into what, throwing shows is like in general and in San Antonio. And, but we ended up selling enough tickets and we got to perform and we had a good amount of people show up. And it was dope, man. I honestly had a fucking blast on my first show. I was kind of nervous because I had drank like 2 Four Locos and I was like super fucked up. Oh my God. Yeah, but like I drank the Four Locos like probably like an hour or two before I ended up having to perform, so I kind of was able to sober up a tiny bit before I had to perform. But I've never been back to that venue. It was really weird. The way they had it set up and the way they did their sales and shit was weird. But Imagine Books and Records was my second show that I ever performed, and a majority of them up until they closed down. So yeah, I love that place, man. I used to shop there a lot. I've gotten hella records from there. I've met so many people from there that I still am friends with till this day. I met Pack Static there, which is the group that I'm a part of now. That's crazy. Yeah, man. That place was the culture. That was like that was San Antonio alternative underground culture for sure. And definitely forever go down in history as one of the greatest venues of San Antonio. One of the greatest venues in San Antonio of all time. For sure.
Yeah, I remember going there a couple times for a couple different shows. It was a cozy little corner. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, literally, it's just a little corner, bro, and what's crazy too is I had been there before I performed, so like I would go there and see shows all the time. I remember I saw Sensei Reek one time there a long time ago. When I think he was still part of Time Wheel, and he's another local San Antonio rapper, and I saw him there. I've been to a bunch of bands there. Or I've seen a bunch of bands there. I saw Lil Bo Weep there. R.I.P. her. And yeah, man, that's.
I saw a post about her. Someone posted about it. It was on Twitter or something. Lil Bo Weep.
Yeah, she died.
I didn't even know who that was. I was like, who is that?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and talk like I was super close with her. I was acquainted with her, and she fucked with my music. And it was kind of crazy too because, like, a week before she died, she posted, and a post is still there on my Twitter. I put a video out, and I was like, it was me performing at Hondros, and I was like, yo, who wants to? And I was performing an unreleased song, and in the title I put, who wants to see the music video for this? And she replied to it and hyped me up. I was like, yeah, like I want to see this, like drop that shit or something. She was hyping me up, and I thought that was dope as fuck. I was like, man, that's cool, like. I considered her a very big artist, and for her to reply on my shit like that was really cool. But I was acquainted with her. I wasn't super close with her. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I was, but she was a real cool person. I was cool with her and her ex-boyfriend at the time, and that's how I met her. And she was always cool with me from then, and like it's just crazy from like her life ever since she moved back to her she had, keep it as drama free as possible, she had some shit going on, had to go back to Australia, and ever since she had to go back there, like it's just, her life was crazy, man. If you go on her profile, you can read some of the crazy shit she went through in her life, and it was very unfortunate. And so yeah, I mean, to keep it short, rest in peace her. She was an angel, and her music will forever live on.
That's crazy. I didn't even know who she was until I saw that post. I was like,
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's a lot of people are dying, man. Like a lot of people I know. I mean, not a lot of people I know, but a lot of artists I would say are dying too. Like it's just crazy out here, bro. It's just life.
Yeah, wild. It's crazy. There's like a huge fentanyl problem. A lot of people are getting laced with fentanyl and dying.
Yeah, I think that I don't know how she died, but I know that was a major issue within her life too, was fentanyl, and she had like some other. I'm not even gonna get into that, but she fentanyl, man, it's a big problem in drugs now. I don't know why they're lacing that shit in drugs, but I guess that's just the fucking move. I don't know. I feel like fentanyl is more expensive than the drug that they're trying to buy. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Do they even know that they're like being laced with that? Like,
I don't know. I think it could be some sort of elaborate conspiracy to kill off some of the population. Oh. But
okay,
who knows? Because it really doesn't make any sense why fentanyl would be in any sort of drug. Because fentanyl is an expensive drug within itself,
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like if you're lacing your weed with oregano, oregano is cheap and it's inexpensive.
That's
and
true.
You can buy a bunch of it. Versus fentanyl is another high class drug that is also hard to get within itself. So I don't see why it would be laced in anything. Like
that makes sense.
It's weird. It's weird. It's like lacing. It's like fucking lacing Molly with. It's like lacing. I don't even fucking know. Like it's like lacing a mid-class drug with a high-class drug.
Yeah.
That's like lacing a drug that's less expensive with a drug that's more expensive. It's like, why would you do that? You're literally losing money.
That's true.
So.
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on how much they put in the cut.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. That's just weird. But yeah, niggas is dying, bro. Don't do drugs. I'm fucking sober, bro. Like, I drink occasionally. But I'm fucking sober, man. I don't do anything anymore. I mean, also, obviously, because I'm a dad, but even before I had my kid, I stopped smoking. I stopped doing a lot of shit. I don't know. I just didn't feel the need to do it anymore. But I know that's like a unique experience for me. But if you can.
Did you notice any change in your music after you stopped?
Yeah, I want to say I got a lot of writer's block after I stopped smoking, believe it or not. You know, a lot of people say, you know, if you make good music, you can make it sober. But I think for me, when I smoked weed, it allowed me to let my thoughts be free. So it was a lot easier to write music when I was high. I can still write music sober. I mean, I do it all the fucking time. I wrote most of my album sober, so my Texas Warfare. So it's not impossible, but I would say it's made it a slight more difficult to write music. But I also think it's made me think more about what I say in my music too. So it's kind of like a give or take. I'm trying to be more clever with what I say and what I put out in the world. So yeah, it's a give or take.
Definitely that stuff like. After Luke stopped, he went in the studio and I went with him, and that was crazy. Like he was like, "This is my best song ever." I was like, he was surprised because his voice sounded more clear. Yeah. Because there wasn't so much like cloggage in his throat.
Yeah, I just was irritated from smoking. Yeah, man, like. You know, I just don't have the appeal for it anymore. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. Like, I smoke very, very rarely. Like, I smoked on 420, and that was the first time I had smoked in forever. And like, I'm a very social smoker now. Like, before it was like, live, breathe, die, smoking weed. You know. Yeah. Now it's very social, and I only ever really do it if I get drunk, or if I'm tipsy, and so. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what we're talking about, but that's just something that's happened in my life. It's just weed just not having the appeal that it did before. I don't know, man. It's very weird. People always ask me all the time, like, well, you just stopped out the blue? And I just say, yeah, man, like, I just don't do it no more. Yeah. It's just crazy because I was known as being a really, really big stoner, and I was known as being a big, big psychedelic taker, and I don't do either of those things anymore. So, not saying I won't, but it's just not a big part of my ego anymore, I guess I could say.
Yeah. Ooh, whoops. Yeah, I don't get the crazy appeal for weed either. Like, I've never spent a dime on weed ever.
What? It's I think if you don't do it when you're young and in high school, the appeal's really not.
And if I've ever done it, I haven't felt the need to do it like every day or like I didn't feel like I needed it like to function. Yeah. Or like
I never felt like that either. I didn't ever feel like I needed it to function, but I definitely felt like since it was there was no reason for me to not do it. Yeah. I feel like that's how a lot of people get easily addicted to it. Because I would definitely say I was addicted to weed for sure. But yeah, I'm sober-ish, you know. I got my little occasions. You might get a little drink.
How much money do you think you saved?
A lot, bro. A lot. I can't even give you an estimate, but I definitely have saved a lot of money on smoking. That's for sure. Or I've saved a lot of money since I've stopped smoking.
I bet.
Doing drugs, I've saved a lot of money just not doing drugs in general. So even including drinking, I wouldn't say I spent a lot of money on alcohol, but alcohol is expensive, man.
That's one of the problems with having a high alcohol tolerance. It just costs you more.
Yeah, and I would say that's probably the one thing that I probably still do the most is drink. Yeah. And even at that, it's when I have the time to, if I'm hanging out with friends, which doesn't happen that often, or as often as I would like it. Or if I'm going out, you know, with family, if I got family in town, and we're gonna go to the strip or whatever type shit. So yeah, man.
I'm a lot more big on drinking. I like to drink.
Yeah,
and I like mixology a lot.
Mixology's dope.
Yeah, I like to, as you can tell, I had the giant.
Yeah, I've always got the mixed drinks. Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? This watermelon fucking juice, man, this is dope.
Watermelon juice.
That's what it tastes like.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I was happy with it.
Came out fire.
It popped into my mind earlier when you kept saying Twitter over and over when you're talking about Twitter. Did you see you've been keeping?
Oh yeah, my boy Elon Musk. My boy Elon Musk bought Twitter. Yeah, that's just crazy, bro.
That's gonna be awesome.
I just can't. I can't imagine being that rich.
Right? Like, it was like 44 billion.
Yeah, that fucking nigga. I'm gonna buy Twitter today, bro. Like what? What the fuck, nigga? Like, that's just crazy, bro.
That is.
And the niggas be like, he could have spent that money and ended world hunger. Like
he did. He donated, I think, $6 billion to world hunger. I was reading it the other day. He like told the U.S.
Yeah, so he had made like the proposal to the UN. He was like, "Oh, I got $6 billion.
Yeah, they just needed a detailed plan."
Yeah, if you put a detailed plan of how we're going to end world hunger. But then after that, he quoted that tweet again, or he replied under that tweet. But he was like, "You have to reply in this thread, and it has to be open source," meaning that he wants everyone to see what this plan is.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people, I've been seeing a lot of people on Twitter say, they actually did respond. They did have a plan, and Elon Musk just ghosted. But and funny enough, that's just not the truth. Like they deliberately ignored what he said. It was a private, or I wouldn't say private, but it wasn't disclosed information on exactly what they were going to do. It was very, very vague. If you actually read their proposal, it was literally a vague bullshit proposal. And it wasn't open source or in the thread. So like it was they half-assed some bullshit to make him look stupid. But it wasn't even really what he wanted them to do in the first place. So,
yeah.
And I'm not an Elon Musk dick rider. Like, that nigga got way too much money. I'm sure he could
I don't even know how you could spend that much money.
Yeah, he definitely could be doing something better with whatever money and resources he has. But that shit that I saw on Twitter about him, them being like, he ghosted the UN or whatever, that's just not what happened. So, yeah, man, that shit's crazy, bro. I can't believe.
Yeah, that's
a lot of money. $44 billion.
I'm happy about it though, because he's promising free speech.
Yeah, I think that's too. I think if he really is about the free speech, I'm all for it. I'm a big proponent of free speech as well. Yeah. That's something that I really believe in.
And he said he was going to fix the algorithm for verification.
Oh, really?
For people getting verified and stuff.
Damn,
I saw him like commenting on people's stuff. They were saying they weren't verified, and he was saying that he was going to redo it because it was terrible.
Yeah. I think if he sticks with his word, it'll be fine. But I could also see him buying Twitter as a way to promote products to a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true.
So it just depends. We'll see. I don't think Twitter's going to change that much. But
do you think he'll change the name of it, or do you think he'll keep Twitter?
I don't think he'll change the name of it.
No,
I don't think he can change the name of it.
If you gave me $44 billion, you can change the name whatever you want.
Shit, me too. But I think that I think the legal loopholes of trying to change the name of Twitter would be impossible. Because I feel like there's just so much to it. Like, especially because the LLC or the license or whatever that they would have for Twitter is going to be under probably Twitter Incorporated. So
yeah.
I feel like it would be a lot of work. I don't fucking know, but I personally feel like it would be a lot of work to change something like that. Like for what,
Yeah. That's true.
Just don't think
people know it as Twitter already too.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, I feel like, if he is going to benefit somehow, obviously he's going to benefit somehow from buying Twitter. He wouldn't have bought it if he wasn't going to benefit from himself.
I never thought about what you said about him pushing ads and stuff like that.
I don't think he's necessarily going to push ads. I think it's just going to be easier for him to market his ads. Yeah. He obviously already has ads. Like, he has ads for Tesla and shit. Like, anybody can do that.
Yeah.
I can fucking put ads on Twitter and Instagram,
Yeah.
I just think it's easier for him to collect data on on what products move and what doesn't move and what people are thinking. So, who the fuck knows? That's just crazy, though.
Yeah, That's gonna be one. That's got to be one of the craziest deals of the last like decade.
I know. 44 billion, just 1 billion, bro. I'd be straight. Shit, 1 million, man.
That's
I'd
what I'm
pretty
saying.
much be chilling too. Fuck. For
Right?
a minute, man.
Yeah. Stupid money. That's just. Dude. I don't even know if I'd say yes to 44 billion. I'd be like, I can't even spend 44 billion.
Yeah, I was like, what would you even use that
just
on?
Give me like 1 billion.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't even think. I think I would want to be a multi-millionaire. So I'd probably want like 20 mil. 10 to 20 million is probably what I would want my net worth to be, and then I'd be good off that.
If I had that much money, like, there's no way to spend it. Like, it's just never gonna end.
Yeah, I mean, most of that shit would be in assets anyway. You know, your net worth is gonna be pretty much just whatever.
I'd be hooking people up like crazy though. Like, go to the mall and just be like, just pay off this entire store. Like,
dude, for real.
Whoever's coming in here, buy it. Like,
buy the store type shit.
Dude, or like in the grocery line. Like, why does anybody else have to pay for their groceries? I mean, like, dude. I'm by everybody's groceries, and it's not even gonna make a dent.
Facts, man. Like, that shit's crazy, bro.
Like, I can't understand why people don't do that. Like, you just letting the money sit in your. I guess interest. Like, you just let it sit there.
Yeah, I think it. I mean, I think most of people's wealth it's just invested in assets. Yeah. So.
You also never know what people do when nobody's looking. So.
Yeah. That money could be going to some other shit, bro. You never know.
That's the other thing about the Elon Musk thing. Like, everybody trying to nail him to the wall for the $6 billion for, you don't know what he does with his money and outside of that.
I think that's crazy too. I mean, I'm not a bootlicker. I think there's some I don't think billionaires should exist, but we really don't know what they spend that money on. Unless you're in that world, unless you're in that field, you're never gonna know. Like, you're not gonna fucking know. Like, so I'm not gonna sit here and fucking cry about it. Like, I'm just gonna make sure me and mine's is good, like, people be trying to tell other people how to fucking manage their money, like, because we we have billionaires in the world, and like, well, he could have did this, he could have did that, but if those motherfuckers was millionaires, they ain't about to do half the shit that those, half of the fucking activists on Twitter, they say, oh man, if they should do this and do that. Not saying that they're wrong, but it's like, you're not in that tax bracket, bro. Let's give you $5 billion, nigga, and we're gonna see what the fuck you end up doing with that shit. Like, you ain't gonna do half the shit you're saying. I'm sure there's some people out there who really they would be about that life. But I think a majority of the people just do it to just feel good about themselves.
Well, also the other thing is, like, it's not easy to donate money to, like, the UN or like to, like.
Nor do you know if that shit's even gonna be used correctly. Most places where you donate money don't even allocate that money correctly.
Yeah.
And a lot of places you donate to, those facilities propel actions that inherently go against what they should be fighting for. So, like, for instance, the national, I think it's breast cancer awareness website. There's some sort of group for breast cancer awareness or cancer in general. And they have a website where you can, like, read all the shit and donate or whatever. I forget what it's called. It's some popular shit. But I was watching a documentary about it, and on their website, they offer meals that, I can't remember what it was called. But, like, they have this website. Oh, no. I think it was either the cancer one or a obesity one. I think an obesity charity. And no. It was a cancer one. And on their website, they had meals to, like, healthy meals to make sure that you don't get cancer or this and this and that. But in their meals, they provided meats that are known to have high levels of carcinogens in them that cause cancer, like lunch meats and deli meats and things like that. And so this guy on this documentary was trying to figure out, like, well, why are you promoting these foods on your cancer awareness donation website when these foods caused cancer, and he couldn't get an answer, bro. Like, he like ended up going to this one place, and this guy like kicked him out. He's like, bro, why are you even saying this right now? You need to get out of here. And like, there's a documentary on it. There's another one called Seaspiracy too that I watched on Netflix, and it just shows like how crazy these industries that are pretending to be for the public or for whatever are really just they're just money hungry, or they're paid off by the companies that they're supposed to be going against. So yeah, man, that's just crazy. Seaspiracy. I can't remember what the other one was. I think it's called. What was it called? It's on Netflix. I'm sure you can find it.
Today, actually, earlier today, I was watching this like video on a conspiracy. There's this guy, I guess, like a while ago that made a car that ran on water.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
And he like figured out the technology for it, and then he got
mysteriously
he died. Yeah, like the day after he signed the contract.
It's crazy, bro.
Dude, could you imagine if our cars ran on water? Are you kidding me?
You know how much money I would save a month in gas, bro?
Dude.
Especially now. Crazy.
But we would lose a lot of jobs because people wouldn't even need to work on the pipeline. Like,
that's true. Yeah, you can work on the water pipelines. Fuck it. Yeah.
Someone
Speaking of jobs, man, I got a crazy new job, bro.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Yeah, I ain't gonna say where I'm gonna work.
Well, yeah.
Only cause.
Just like what line of work?
Just to keep it anonymous. Not even on some weirdo shit. I just feel like I don't need them finding this. But I'm gonna be working in a crypto space. So
okay.
I do support for crypto and just answering emails, bro, and they fucking pay good, bro.
From home, you get to work from home.
From home.
There you go.
Like, I mean, I work from home now, but man, I'm talking about like a $15 increase in my pay rate right now.
Jeez.
So. Yeah, man, that's just going to be hard, bro. Work from home. I'll still have time to work on music and take care of my family, so I'm excited about that, too. That's good. Yeah, I start that, like, next week.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. Home jobs are so crazy. That's, like, that was almost unheard of, like, before the pandemic. Like,
pandemic made that shit next level.
It's kind of crazy. Like, who's gonna want to go back?
Yeah, I can never work a physical labor job ever again.
No.
That's
yeah.
Fucking Walmart, fast food got me fucked up. I can never do that shit. I did that shit and I say that because I've done that. I did that shit for so long, bro. I worked in fast food my whole life until I finally got a job at Walmart, and I was like wanting to work in retail so bad, but. When you're that age, for some reason, it's just so hard to get a job in retail.
Yeah.
I finally got one, and I remember that being a sigh of relief, working in retail, but then, like, I ended up being a stalker, and then that shit was a whole nother job slavery within itself, too, stalking, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I became an optometrist.
Oh, I remember that.
Not an optometrist, I became an optician. So all opticians do is just sell the glasses. You don't need a degree to be an optician. Yeah. When I worked in the Walmart Vision Center, that shit was probably the best job in Walmart. If you work at Walmart, the best position in Walmart is the Vision Center by far.
Really?
I worked 6 different positions at Walmart. Overnight stalker, day stalker, refrigerator stalker, cashier, and I worked 5 positions. So overnight stalker, daytime stalker, cashier, and refrigerator stalker, and then I became the Vision Center. Worked in the Vision Center. That, bro, you be
overnight jobs are no joke, dude.
Yeah, overnight, dude, fuck that.
It makes your whole body just feel different. Like, you don't even feel right.
You're living in a whole nother world, bro. I'm working overnight. That's how I got into Walmart, too, which is crazy. I finally escaped from fast food just to have to work overnight stocking at Walmart.
Jeez.
Which, trust me, was way better than working at fast food, but we still had to hustle.
So sometimes those fast food jobs were fun, though. Like,
they were not gonna lie, I'm still friends with almost all the people I've worked with in fast food. I worked at Taco Cabana. I'm still friends with a lot of those people from there. I worked at Pizza Hut. Still cool with all the people I worked with there. I worked at churches. Still cool with some of the people I worked with there. And It was all like groups, man, and like
Yeah.
that was what made fast food fun because we were all young ass kids, bullshitting, meeting them after work, getting drunk, smoking, going out, doing whatever.
Yeah.
And I met some really cool people that I'm still friends with to this day in fast food. But
Yeah.
man, the work sucked, bro. Oh, that shit was horrible,
dude. On the slow days when like nobody would come in, and you'd just be like messing around doing nothing, getting paid for it.
Yeah, man.
Or like on bad weather days.
When I worked at fast food, man, I did some crazy shit, man. Taco Cabana.
I used to work at Taco Cabana too.
And I've done some unspeakable things at Taco Cabana. Not to the food. I didn't do no crazy shit to the food. Like niggas was getting, you know, certified wellness food, whatever you want to call it. But I just did some unspeakable things. We just had some crazy employees at Taco Cabana.
You know what's crazy? The Taco Cabana, when most jobs like they don't let. Oh gosh, most jobs they don't let you take like food home, or like you got to pay for it or whatever. But Taco Cabana, you could take.
Oh,
dude, just load up your to go box.
Bro, I take like 2 large quesadillas home every day, an orange juice every day. I took bags of tacos home. Yeah, bro. I would give out tacos to the homies. Like, bro, I was a menace. I probably owe that company so much money. I did it at most of my jobs, though. Every fast food job, we always got free food. We always finessed.
Oh, yeah.
And, but yeah, man, I'd say Taco Cabana.
You know what surprised me about Taco Cabana also? I was surprised at how like actually fresh a lot of their food was. Yeah,
it was really. That's the cool thing about Taco Cabana is. I would say that's actually the shitty thing about Taco Cabana was it was all fresh. So they actually cooked that shit. But the thing is they had that cooked there. Did you work at Taco Cabana 1604 in Petrenko?
No, I worked at off days of Allah somewhere.
Oh, damn, bars book.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cool thing though about Taco Cabana is they had a designated cook there. Her name was Maria, and she was there almost every day, so we didn't really have to cook it. But yeah, all the beans and the rice are homemade. Almost everything there is homemade.
All the salsas, everything. Yeah, I was back there cutting vegetables. I was like, dang.
Yeah, they don't play around, you know. And they changed it now though. They have like super giant microwaves that they use for the rice and beans now. So if you go to Taco Cabana and it tastes like shit, that's probably why.
That was one of the slowest places I've ever worked too. Taco Cabana. Yeah. Nobody would come there.
Really, dude? Mine.
And they would just send people home.
Dude, we were like one of the busiest Taco Cabanas. Like we had so many people that would come in, bro, and like it was really partly due to my assistant manager, who I'm still cool with to this day, Jacob. Shout out that boy Jacob, the dog father. But he was like my mentor at that time, man. He really pushed me to be the best, you know, human being in general as possible. And he was just real good, man. People really liked him, and people would come back to that Taco Cabana just for him. We had regulars that come on Friday. We'd have regulars that come on Saturday. We had multiple people that would always come back and always ask for Jacob or me. And that was just, we were just booming, bro. We just had it on lock. And I remember towards the final days of Taco Cabana going down, it was because my assistant manager, Jacob, he was quitting. They were just fucking him over. They were hoeing him. And he went to Freebirds, and I actually went to go work with him at Freebirds. And once he left, bro, Taco Cabana went to shit. They had a new assistant manager. Or no, they had a new general manager. I can't remember what his name was. But he did not know what the fuck he was doing. And Jacob left, and then we had like 2 or 3 people leave, and then a couple more people left, and then I left, and I heard from the horror stories from like the 2 people that I still knew that worked there, that they had like 3-hour waits in the front line, in the drive-thru. Yeah, because it was so popular. We were the business, bro. Like we made Taco Cabana
Did you work there with Dom?
I worked there with Dom. I was the one who got him hired there. Yeah, I got him a job there. He ended up getting fired. I forgot for what. And
that boy's working at the meat factory now.
Yeah, I know. I remember when he first got that job. I was there when he fucking got fired from the security job.
Oh, yeah.
I heard that whole story. That shit was funny as fuck. But yeah, man, it's crazy because me and Dom have worked at churches together. And we worked at Taco Cabana together.
I worked at Sonic. That was my first fast food job, and
Ugh,
That was the one
fuck
that kept
that.
the longest. That one, oh, gosh,
Yeah,
dude.
And Sonic sucks too because it's like they have so many different things on the menu.
Yeah,
It's like why?
yeah. That actually was one of the easiest parts. Like that was so that was like a whole position. Like you'd be on drinks,
Oh really?
and so you'd like the little screen with the thing, all the stuff would come up there, and then they had like all the big old squirt bottles for all the different flavors, and the
Damn.
slush machine, and then like all the different sodas. And so you would just read the screen and just mix the drinks and do all that.
Damn, that's crazy.
And do that your whole shift for like 8 hours. It was crazy. It was like, I mean, of course, then I complained about it. I was like,
I'm
I
only
didn't want
making
to
these
work at
motherfucking
all.
drinks.
But now I'm like, dude, that's such an easy job for
Yeah.
me. It's just easy
Yeah, I
money.
wouldn't mind making some motherfucking drinks, but man, fuck fast food, man. I can't do that shit no more.
Dude, the shake machine was the worst. Being on shakes.
Yeah, I
That
bet.
thing. Did you have shakes at churches or at
No,
Taco Bell or
but
anything?
right before I left churches, they got like an ice cream machine
Mm-hmm.
for some weird reason. I don't even think it's there anymore. I went back there recently, and I don't think they have it anymore. It was really random. Like imagine going to Church's Chicken just to get like an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
But that was it. That was the extent. And,
So-
the ice cream cone we just fucking you know.
So have you seen so you haven't seen those like big old bags of the ice cream that's like just liquid and then you pour it in the machine? And
I saw that at churches, but like I said, it was we didn't have to fuck with it that much.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really
Dude.
that big of a deal. But I never. It's funny enough, I've never worked anywhere that served ice cream like that.
Dude, those are the worst.
I bet.
Lucky you gotta like grab the thing by the neck so that it doesn't just like slip because it's a bag, and then you gotta unscrew it and hold it, and you gotta like tip it at the same time as you loosen your hand, and then and the thing will be all like condensated and slippery, and the lid you're like trying to pull it off. It's like, dude, or the stupid thing that spins like this to mix it, like will come out of the cup and just throw ice. Oh, and just like throw ice cream everywhere.
Dude,
it's like all over your shirt. You're like, oh.
Yeah, man.
Dude.
Ugh, I can't do it. Can't do it. Work from home, it's the move, bro. If you can get a work at home job, do it. If you need one, go on Google, nigga. There's so many.
The fountain boxes though in the back behind the sodas.
Oh, I hated that shit.
Dude, I'd be punching
Changing
those
out.
things, yanking the thing through. Dude,
Changing the soda boxes.
those things were heavy too.
That was like, fuck. I was like when I realized like this shit is not a joke. Like what?
Dude.
I remember I forgot my first job and I realized that that's where the soda came from, and I was like, bro, what? Because my second job. Because my first job I worked at Domino's and they don't have a soda.
I did Domino's too.
Yeah,
this one right here.
Yeah, that one right. Yeah, that's where I worked. That was my first job. I was like 16, and
that job actually was kind of fun. I liked that job.
I did not like that job. I liked that I was making money, but they're like a really top tier Domino's. They were really like on their shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had a really cool crew though. The thing I liked about it is things ran pretty smoothly there. Like we never really had to hustle. Like we always.
Who
had
was the manager at the time? Was it Maria?
I remember we had a manager before, but he ended up leaving, and then we got this manager named Pamela.
Okay.
And then after Pamela, I think it was someone else. I left when Pamela was the manager, but I know I think her sister worked at another Domino's.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I think who did you say was the manager?
Maria.
Maria. I think that might be Pamela's sister, but I don't know. But
that job was so easy. Like there's nothing.
What did you do?
I did. I was just at the front just doing the little cashier thing. That was super easy. Boxing it up and putting it in the delivery was easy.
Or doing the stickers, bro.
Yeah, dude.
That was the first thing I did when I worked at Domino's was the stickers. Bro, that's the thing about Domino's is they didn't train me for shit. They just threw me in there.
Yeah.
Like, start stickering these boxes.
Even
right.
cutting the pizzas was easy. Just pull it out of the oven.
I would say I didn't really struggle at that job. It was pretty easy. Yeah. But the pay was shit, and we really had to hustle, bro. They were like, they were just, you make it, the shit needs to get done, nigga. We 5-star Domino's. I was like, all right. But the thing I did like about it is we got to eat the messed up food, and
Yeah.
Domino's is actually pretty good, so I was happy about that.
The
But
cheesy breads were so good,
bro. I used them stuffed cheesy breads. Them shits went hard. But yeah, we didn't have soda fountains there. Like it was just the bottled soda, so we never had to worry about that. But then I got hired for churches, and bruh, those soda bag shits were not the way, bro.
I think my favorite job was. Well, so my favorite job so far was the liquor store. I love working in liquor stores. You learn so much about where things come from, what things are made of, like all that.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Crazy, and you meet some pretty
interesting
cool,
characters,
interesting people. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The regular, it's like the regulars that are just raging alcoholics.
Yeah,
the same
that.
Like Kentucky Deluxe,
cheapest, biggest bottle they can get.
Yep,
they're gonna smack that shit down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or the older, like, bitter ladies that will get, like, the cheapest plastic bottle of vodka. You're like, ugh. That's, like Burnett's or something.
Yeah, like, why are you drinking that?
That's not
what the fuck
good.
is wrong with you?
Not good. Or the people that come in to have money and just drop, like, $600 on liquor.
What?
Like, buy the most expensive bourbons and, like, wines and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not into alcohol like that.
Gas stations were fun, too.
I've always wanted to work at a gas station. I never got hired for one, though.
I worked at two. I worked at Circle K and I worked at the Fishers right there.
Oh, type
Fishers
shit.
Market, yeah. It was pretty cool. Those were pretty fun jobs. Those didn't require much effort. Like,
I bet.
Sit behind the counter and
chilling, waiting for people.
I mean, you got chores. The worst part of those ones was being in the freezer.
Yeah.
To stock the stuff. You go in from behind and you stock it from behind.
Yeah, that's what I did at Walmart. I was a refrigerator stocker, so I stocked all like the milk and that juice and shit. Bro, fuck that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm excited to drop this album though, bro. It's
hopefully that'll be your job one day.
Yeah, just dropping albums, man. I hope so too. That's just gonna be fire.
I bet.
But yeah, man, I've been just crafting this sound and really just trying to bring something dope to the table. And have that sit for a while, and then just drop singles and do shows. I got a show coming up May 6th at I think it's where is it at? Let me see. I thought it was Honduras, but I think they changed the venue. Let me see here. It's going to be. Come on, phone. What you doing? Oh yeah, it's gonna be at Honduras. That's what I thought. Honduras Garden Patio at the Strip, and that should be fun. And really, after I drop the album, just trying to do shows, man. Just get my name out there. I want to perform in Austin. I want to perform in Houston.
What do you think about TikTok? That was one of my questions I wanted to ask you.
Oh yeah, bro. TikTok is next level, man.
People pop off TikTok.
Yeah, I think the thing about TikTok is you have to be creative with it. I am kind of slowly starting my TikTok journey, but I've just been so focused on my album and transitioning between jobs and taking care of my son that I just haven't really popped off on there. Yeah. Or like, I
feel like your character would pop off on there.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't made content for it, like content towards music that I want to do. But I have ideas, man. I have lists of things that I want to do for Instagram and TikTok and stuff. But yeah, I think if you can do it in a creative way, you can get a little buzz off TikTok. I mean, you can blow the fuck up off TikTok. I mean. Honestly, but yeah, I'm all for it, man. I used to be a real big hater on TikTok, and I just recently got into TikTok like last year. But man, I think if you do it smart and you cater your audience towards your music, then you could pop off on there. Because a lot of people blow up on TikTok and they're musicians, but they don't do stuff about their music. They just do like little bullshit. Yeah. And so it doesn't transition into their music, so.
There's a lot of talented people on that app too. It's crazy. Not just music. Like there's people that do crazy stuff. I'm like,
how do you exist?
What the heck? That's just a wild app. I didn't like it at first too. I was like, this seems so lame. Just like dances to songs that are already made. And
that's what I thought it was too. Just like dances and shit. I was like, man, I'm trying to fucking deal with this bullshit. Watch this bullshit, bro.
There's some funny stuff on there too. It's kind of like the new Vine, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. I think that's also why it blew up so much.
Yeah. Back in the day, Vine was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That was top tier app right there.
Facts.
Dude.
But yeah, man, I got plans. I got social media marketing plans for when I drop my album.
You're your own marketer?
Yeah, I do all my shit, man. I do everything. I literally do everything. I produce and engineer, mix my own shit, market my own shit, pay for the marketing, get it out there. Like,
Make your own merch.
yeah, make my own merch. I do everything, man. It's all independent. It's only going up.
Is that how you want to keep it? Or
No,
do you plan
fuck
on
no.
getting
I mean,
a
I
team?
always want to be independent, but definitely want to build myself to where I can have people doing stuff for me, making merch and whatnot.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's going to be independent forever. So.
Yeah. Last time we hung out, we were talking. Remember last time when we were talking about Tom McDonald?
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
that was.
Tom McDonald follows me on Twitter.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy was crazy. Luke doesn't like his rap at all.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
I think Tom McDonald can rap. I don't listen to Tom McDonald anymore just because I'm not really big into political shit anymore.
Yeah. I don't listen to him very much anymore either.
Yeah, I just not my thing. But when I literally discovered Tom McDonald when he was first kind of popping off. Like, he wasn't even really getting millions of views on his YouTube videos. And I fucked with it. I was like, I sent him a message on Twitter. I was like, bro, like, you really preaching that truth out there. But it's just like time. I'm not in that mind space anymore when I was listening to Tom McDonald. I was really into, sticking it to the man and being on the right side of history and being, telling the truth and whatnot. But it just gets old. For me, it gets old. I mean, there's still a lot of people who really fucks with his music, and he deserves whatever he's getting. He really is an independent artist out there, and he's blown the fuck up. People fucks with his shit, like, and I have respect for the dude. I'd make a song with that nigga if I could.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even. And it'd be some woke ass shit. I'll be down.
That's why I brought that up, because he's independent.
Yeah, he's like the number one.
So is Russ.
Yeah, Russ. I'd say Tom McDonald and Russ are like the proponents of independent music.
Do you like Russ?
I fucks with Russ.
I feel like there's a lot of mixed opinions about him. A lot of people. Some people hate him. Some people like him.
Man, the Russ hate was just a trend, bro. That shit was just a meme. It really was just a meme. Russ makes good music, man. He's obviously popping for a reason, and all independent. And he has this song called "Who Wants What" with Absol. I was never expecting fucking Russ to have an Absol feature, and that's like my favorite Russ song for sure.
Really?
And yeah, I don't jam him crazy, but that song I have on repeat.
I'm gonna see him in concert next month.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a fuck ton of people there.
Yeah, for sure.
Russ has my respect, no doubt. He's a proponent in independent music. Yeah. Like, he is the blueprint for sure, and he makes good music. He produces all his shit. Like his beats go hard. I really fucks with a lot of his beats. But definitely, Who Wants What? That song's
He has a crazy drop schedule, too.
Really?
Yeah, he drops... Well, he did for a long time. He was dropping, like, every Friday, a song every Friday. I was like, jeez.
I bet. Yeah, his music catalog is crazy. He has so much music, too. Like, that man, that's a force of nature.
Yeah. I bet he's going to be good. Dude, when he plays his... When he does... Oh, gosh, what's his song? Losing Control.
Yeah.
Dude, the crowd's going to go crazy.
Damn, bro. That'd be dope.
It's going to be so... Yeah, it's going to be...
Yeah, I'm trying to go... I'm going to be going to the Denzel Curry concert and the Xavier Wolf concert, too. That's going to be dope, too.
Denzel Curry?
Bro, Denzel Curry. That's my number one artist. Like, Denzel Curry, my favorite... And he's independent, too. He's my favorite independent artist. Really? I say Xavier Wolf is probably my second favorite independent artist right now.
I've seen Post Malone.
Yeah.
He was good. He was
sure
really, really good.
Crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
I saw a video. I'm real big into custom PCs, and there's this YouTube channel I watch. I think it's called J2Cents or something like that. And he does like custom PCs and shit. And he built Post Malone a custom water cooled PC, and it's based off like beer. And the water coolant is colored like beer.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's dope as fuck.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's dope. It's like a whole themed like bar kind of vibe.
Yeah, that's
legit.
Dude, that's pretty cool.
I think it was based off his album Beer Bongs and Bellies, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah. He hasn't dropped in a long time.
I mean, he doesn't need to, honestly.
Yeah.
That man, he's set.
Yeah. That guy is getting crazy with the tattoos, though. That guy's getting crazy. His whole scalp is tattooed.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever get a face tat. I don't think I ever do face tat. The most I get up to is probably like my neck.
Get the big state of Texas tattooed right here.
Fuck no, I would never get that tattooed. I would get a Texas tattoo, but it'd have to be something unique.
Yeah.
Wouldn't just be like a Texas, like that'd be some sort of art.
Like a sugar skull or something?
No, probably like Texas, like dripping or something, like something cool.
Like the needle, like the Tower of America, it's like dripping.
Yeah,
or something.
Dope. I don't know.
Crazy. I still haven't gotten any tattoos. I don't have a single tattoo.
Bro, you need to get some tats, bro. I remember I waited a long time, and then once I finally got one, I got a bunch at a time. I haven't gotten a tattoo in a while, but definitely want to get more.
Yeah. I have a bunch like drawn out and stuff like that. I'm having ready to go. I just haven't gone to do it yet.
Done it yet.
Yeah,
that's how it be. But I'm telling you, once you get it, you're gonna. Once you get one, you're gonna go and get a bunch. That's usually how it happens.
I definitely don't want to do anything crazy. Like I don't want to do any hands. I don't want to do my neck. I don't want to do. I think a couple thigh tattoos would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like thigh tattoos. I don't know why. I think that'd be pretty cool, and I just some for my arms.
Yeah, that's probably what I'd be doing. I think the most like I said, I'd ever get is probably up to my neck, but that wouldn't be until like later on in life. Yeah. I think for me, definitely just like some leg tattoos and some arm tattoos, and just call it a day.
Oop! There goes. We killed the light. you saw Luke's neck tattoo, right?
Yeah.
That thing is crazy. That thing is
next level.
It's like
bro.
On his chin a little bit too, right here.
Yeah.
It's like that's crazy.
That's Luke. Yeah. Crazy ass nigga.
It's just. It doesn't look bad though. It's good work.
Yeah, this is dope.
Thank God.
Yeah, for real, right? It's not worse than having a neck tattoo, but having a shit neck tattoo.
Yeah. Ridiculous. You know what we haven't talked about that's happened?
What?
The whole Will Smith thing.
Bro, oh my God. Oh. What about it?
Dude, that guy, the repercussions of that were incredible. Netflix took down like all of his movies. He got like there was just like a whole like bunch of stuff that just people stopped showing his stuff. People stopped promoting his movies. Like,
man,
I was like,
this is all I'm gonna say. This is all I'm gonna say about that. The repercussions for Will Smith slapping that nigga are dumb as hell. Y'all are some weak ass niggas if you were offended or upset by Will Smith smacking him on stage. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. I don't want to hear no bullshit. But Will Smith was kind of dumb for smacking that nigga for Jada, whatever.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of his wife.
I'm not either. I don't hate her, but I wouldn't have done that shit for her. I'm gonna be straight up. This is the negative publicity he's gotten because of her, even before the slap.
Like her cheating on him.
Crazy shit, man. Yeah. It's just I wouldn't have done that for her. I wouldn't have. Yeah.
I don't even know if I'd still be with her after the.
Yeah, I mean, being with her is one thing, but man, that's like doing that for her, and then like just for her to like almost kind of embarrass you after it, not really stick up for you afterwards, man. Like that's just crazy.
Chris Rock really took that slap though. He ate that.
A lot of people think it's fake.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I don't know, man. I had to mute those words. Will Smith slaps Chris Rock on Twitter because it was everywhere, man. I did not care.
Dude, the memes are pretty good though.
The memes were funny, but man, I just did not care for what that was, man. Yeah. That's hive mind shit.
It's crazy. It's crazy how like little things are so big issues now. It's like, oh, we lost both lights. It's just like. It's just weird, like, what people focus on. Like, I don't understand why people care so much.
Yeah, it's weird, man. I don't know what it is, but I guess we got these lights out. Any more thoughts you want to get out before we wrap this up?
So you said you have a show coming up?
Yeah, I got a show May 6th, Hondro's Patio Bar on the Strip, San Antonio, Texas. Pull up. It'll probably already be passed once this gets uploaded, so that really doesn't matter. But the big thing is Texas Outlaw, my new album, should be coming out hopefully in the summer. Stay in tune, listen, jam, stream my old album, Texas Warfare. And just fuck with a boy. Follow me at Big Texas Music on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok as well. If that's your vibes, I'll be posting more on there soon. And really just see what's going on, man. We really out here, you know.
R.I.P. to Imagine Books and Records.
R.I.P. Imagine Books and Records. Shout out Hondros. Shout out my boy Concept, the Astronaut, for putting me onto these shows.
The Astronaut?
The Astronaut, bro. That's my dog. He's throwing shows all in San Antonio. Really cool dude. Shout out Supreme Innovation, Apollo Black, and Lit Galaxy. Those are some real dudes I've gotten to connect with since coming back from Houston. Been plugged in and tapped in with a lot of San Antonio creatives, man. And really just trying to make a name for ourselves out here in San Antonio, for myself, put San Antonio on in general. And yeah, man, look out for my album. That's really it.
And you also do engineering for other people too, right? So people have stuff.
Yeah. So I do engineering as well. You need your music mixed and mastered. You need some beats. You need to record. I got my whole studio set up. It will be professional. It will be mixed correctly. I do know how to gain stage. I know how to do leveling. I know how to do auto-tune. I know everything, man. I know how to sync your reverb with the tempo. I can sync your delay with the tempo. I know the ins and outs. You need some professional mix and mastering for the low? Hit me up. For sure.
That's cool. All right. Well, I guess that about wraps it up.
Does it.
Unless you got anything else. I
think that's it, man. Again, I'm gonna clip these. I'm gonna make these little clips from this podcast and post it on my Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Texas Outlaw, summer, 2022. Look out for it.
You got anything with Pack Static coming up at all?
Man, we a lot of Pack Static. We've been kind of on a hiatus. Everybody's been living life, man. King K, he's a teacher.
Oh wow.
So I'm not gonna give too much detail on that, but he's a teacher, and so he just started doing that. So he's real, that's a 9 to 5. So he's been kind of lost doing that, but he's still working on his manga and getting his shit to go. And he's still working on music. He just did a feature for another artist that should be coming out soon. Our boy LT, he just recently got in a relationship, so you know what happens when you get a little girl. You know, just gotta put time towards that. I know that's what happened when I got my girlfriend. I mean, lo and behold, I have a baby now, but he's just been working too. But I know he's still doing his thing. And then our boy Grant, he lives in Austin, so he's out there and he's a tattoo apprentice. So he's been apprenticing to become a full-fledged tattoo artist at that shop that he's working at. Cool. Yeah, so we're all kind of just doing life shit right now, figuring out our lives and doing the real behind-the-scenes shit, But Pack Static's going to be coming back soon. I have a song that I'm kind of the main proponent for that's going to be dropping with all of Pack Static soon. And then all of them are going to be featured on my album as well on one song too. So new Pack Static stuff coming soon. There's still merch available for Pack Static. Just go at Pack_Static on Instagram. And I think that's it actually. Maybe I hope I didn't get that wrong. I think it's _. Let me see.
Pack Static.
Yeah, Pack_Static. You can get Pack Static merch. Fuck with the kids. See what we doing on there. But yeah, man, we're adults. We got lives. Niggas is doing shit behind the scenes. So, bear with me. Bear with us.
But y'all aren't broken up. You're just on hiatus.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely not. I wouldn't even really say we're on hiatus. We're just, it's just slowed down a little bit. We're all just kind of working on our lives right now. Becoming adults.
Yeah.
When I first met them, I was like, 21, 20. And I literally we were pretty much still kids then. And now everybody's getting grown-up jobs, grown-up responsibilities. And, it just leaves less time for the music and doing shows and whatnot. But, we're still making it happen. And, like I said, we do have another Pack Static song coming out soon that I'm on the main chorus for, and then all of them will be featured on my album too. So excited for that stuff.
Sounds good. And also, if anybody wants merch,
let me know. Big Texas tees. I'm not wearing mine right now. I got the Demon Slayer on. You know, little anime weeb over here. If you didn't know that about me.
All your tattoos are anime too, right?
Yeah, all of them except for this one. This is like my actual Texas Warfare album one right here. But yeah, man, Big Texas merch. You can get my album logo, the one I have tattooed on a T-shirt. Hit me up. I got all different colors: purple, gold, mystery color, whatever you want.
Mystery color.
Yep. I have a lot of vinyl that I need to use, so hit me up, and if you want one, we can definitely make it happen.
All his links will be in the description, by the way, so just click on those if you want to collab or buy something or
DM me.
need help musically. If you could leave the people with one piece of advice, what would it be? Music, if someone's trying to be into music or whatever.
If you're going to do it, do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. That's going to be my piece of advice.
Nike got it right, I guess.
Just do it. Nike, just do it. For real, facts. Because just sitting and thinking about it isn't you doing it. You need to do it. And I think that's probably the one proponent for my life right now that I've been really honing in on. It's just going out and doing what I need to do or doing what I want to do instead of sitting and dwelling on it. I'd probably say that's my best piece of advice for people who are around my age.
I agree.
Yep. Stop procrastinating.
All right. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Doses.